Welcome back. Here's a look at some of the political headlines of the past week. The sheriff of Bexar County, that's where you'll find San Antonio, Javier Salazar, now exploring charges against the governor of Florida, Ron DeSantis. He claims 48 migrants were lured under false pretenses to board a flight from San Antonio going to Martha's Vineyard on Florida's dime. This comes as DeSantis seems to be following in the footsteps of Texas Governor Greg Abbott, who continues to bus migrants to sanctuary cities in the north. And speaking of Governor Abbott, he's addressing the fentanyl crisis this week with an executive order designating Mexican drug cartels as terrorist organizations. He's also instructed DPS to take immediate action and ramp up efforts to combat the fentanyl crisis. A letter sent the day before from the governor to state agency leaders asked them to coordinate efforts to raise awareness of how deadly and accessible the drug is. And Talking Point's own Ryan Chandler featured in a clapback by the White House on Twitter this week. Senator Ted Cruz, a guest on this very show, tweeted a clip of his segment with Ryan Chandler in which he was talking about the Ports to Plains Highway. That's the planned interstate expansion that will extend from Laredo to North Dakota. Cruz called it a, quote, great bipartisan victory. The official White House Twitter account responding this week simply saying, quote, Senator Cruz voted against this. Well, National Voter Registration Day this week, the deadline just a few weeks away, and efforts are underway to educate voters. A new Texas law also means poll watchers will have more authority as the vote is counted. KAMC's Jayla Washington reports on some of the changes you need to know about ahead of Election Day.
My name is Bertha Mace.
This group of ladies at an Austin Senior Activity Center knows the importance of voting.
You got a right to speak if you vote.
They came out to the Secretary of State's voter education outreach event.
We're trying to do anything and everything we can to make sure that anyone in Texas who's eligible to vote gets to vote.
Voting might have more oversight this time around, though. Poll watchers, some already going through training, will have a bit more flexibility to keep their eyes on voters.
Changes really stemmed from the COVID protocol. A lot of poll workers were asking poll watchers to keep, 6 feet social distance. That became a bit of an issue for some watchers.
So now they're allowed to be close enough to see and hear what's going on,
and can observe any processes that are going on.
The reason we have poll watchers is to build that public confidence, to have multiple eyes on the process.
Texas is also cracking down on making sure every voter properly identifies themselves.
You have to identify yourself in person. You can use one of the 7 approved forms of photo IDs.
The Secretary of State's office is hoping to avoid problems with mail-in voting they saw during the primary. Some voters forgot to include their partial social security number or driver's license number with their ballot applications. But this time around, instructions are more clear, and the Secretary of State's office is confident voting will be more successful and secure come November.
You need to vote. It'll make a difference.